beyond thrilled to talk about this record by Sunny Day Real Estate. It's their debut album called Diary. A lot of you will probably know of this record. It was a really monumental release on Sub Pop. Although it's Sub Pop, a lot of times people now with 30 years hindsight, everyone thinks about Nirvana and certain groups and the so-called grunge scene from Seattle, which I think is always a misleading and stupid name. But this album is very different than all that. So it's such an emotional record, and I don't want to call it emotional. A lot of people that are into emo records and the emo sound think that this was the founding of emo. There's definitely no way that Jeremy and Nig and everyone else in the band kind of thought that, hey, I'm doing what's called emo. It's just a very heavy, dark record that confronts a lot of personal demons and sadness. It's brooding, it's gorgeous, it's really heavy, it's self-effacing. And what's cool about it is that I felt it was very unique in terms of what it gave sonically out. When I heard this album for the first time, in particular when I heard the single for Seven, which was the first track and there's a video for, it was like a lightning bolt. The production's great, it's kind of raw, but it's still a band that's super tight. The harmonies and the vocals were just gorgeous and soaring, and the dynamics are up and down, which is probably the only similarity of a lot of the 90s sound music that you hear coming from Sub Pop, a lot of smaller labels, and the majors that got involved and signed a lot of those bands. Other than that, though, they're really its own thing. There's some prog elements to actually what they're doing, albeit from a different approach, and the lyrics are just fantastic. Jeremy Nig is just really tremendous on this record, and I think that it came out at a time when I was kind of figuring out stuff for myself and where my place was in the world, and this record was really great and kind of addressed a rejection of just the so-called American dream and what you should be vying for and how you should see adulthood and to value art and to value feeling emotionally connected to other people. I think that's really important. A lot of the emo artists that say this record was an inspiration, I don't hear it so much in their sound. I actually sometimes go, I wonder what they were listening to versus what I was listening to with Sunny Day Real Estate's Diary. But the whole album is terrific. In Circles is one of my favorite songs ever written by anyone. And there's a beautiful song called Shadows deeper into the record that I think is just beautiful. I love there's a great interplay between the voice and the lyric and the rhythm section. Famously, they became the Foo Fighters, and Dave Grohl, snatched them up because Dave has good taste and listened to this album and said, oh my God, I need to pilfer these guys. But this album is amazing. I want to mention Diary. It's very popular. Everyone knows about it. But I also want to try to cheat. I'm slipping in another album here too. This is the last Sunny Day Real Estate album called The Rising Tide. A lot of people just think that, I've heard people say silly things like, oh, well, Sunny Day Real Estate really just had this one great record. That's absolutely ridiculous and false. All four of their studio albums are fantastic. The first one and the very last one, this one, The Rising Tide, are two of my favorite rock albums ever made by anyone. This album is even, in a lot of ways for me, builds from Diary in a very special way. Production by Lou Giordano on this record is just tremendous. It captures Sunny Day Real Estate at their full powers. This came out in 2000. Unfortunately, it was on Time Bomb, and there was some issue with distribution. Initially, it was getting a lot of play, and then it kind of fell flat and lost momentum. But I will tell you, the first three songs on this record are just like, I have such a hard time listening to them just once. Killed by an Angel 1, which is their second song, and I believe the first single. One of the greatest singles I've heard in semi-modern rock history. Just tremendous, powerful, Jeremy Nig sounding soaring and just kind of doing this dance between this heavy, soaring, belting vocal and just a really quiet, delicate sound. It's just mind-boggling. And then there's a song called The Rain Song. It's not the Zeppelin song, but it's equally as gorgeous and beautiful. The power of this band is just absolutely tremendous. I love the title track, which closes the album, The Rising Tide. They reissued this on vinyl briefly. This is with the gatefold sleeve. I actually have the original promo of it that was only on vinyl for literally for 10 seconds. And this one is actually a better pressing. But I've heard that this one is now out of print too, which really upsets me. because this record is all that and then some. So for the detractors that think that Sunny Day Real Estate was just about Diary, you were completely wrong, and you clearly have not listened to The Rising Tide, which is their last studio album of original music. I really hope that, because they just toured doing a 30th anniversary of Diary, I really hope that they come back in the studio and they do a new record, because they're just a phenomenal and important band. So if you don't know them, or if you only know Diary, check out The Rising Tide. If you don't know Sunny Day Real Estate at all, check out both of these albums. Even if, and don't freak out by the fact that they're on Sub Pop and that's so-called like grunge or emo music. It's not. It's heavy rock with really good soulful, heavy, reflective vocal that have tinges of prog in it that I think will appeal to everyone. So again, Sunny Day Real Estate, Diary, and The Rising Tide.